be born in the Spirit of the Father, he has to cut his connections to the world.
Matthew 12:33. Either make the tree good and his fruit good, or else make the tree corrupt and his fruit corrupt. For every tree are known for its fruit.
Ripe fruit is the end part of the journey of a growing seed.
Did you know that spirit have fruit?
Really? Yes, you heard it right. Every spiritual seed that you allow to grow in your heart and in your mind will produce fruit that will summarize the attributes that will make manifest in you.
As we surrender our will to the Almighty Father, a new seed is implanted within us. By this seed, we thrive until we are able to reclaim the inherent power to freely do the Father's will that was once robbed by the devil. But the adversary will never easily give up on us. We understand that as we grow in spiritual maturity, we encounter daily battles within us between the will of God and the devil masquerading as the human will. So how do we know that the Spirit of the Father reigns in us? As sons and daughters in the Father's kingdom nation, we assess ourselves daily by the standards set by the Father through the Son's fruit of the Spirit.
And here, my brothers and sisters, are the fruits of the Spirit of love, peace, joy, kindness, goodness, meekness, long-suffering. But when you see those displayed as the atmosphere,
Joy. Joy is a personal fruit of the Spirit that must be present in us at all times. It is constant and does not only display when things are alright, but joy in the Spirit remains even in the midst of troubled water. Peace. Inner peace came from our deep trust and faith that in all circumstances, the Father is always in control. Just like joy, peace in the Father is at all time present in all situations. It is being still even in the midst of discord and stress. Long-suffering is the presence of self-restraint and long forbearance. It is the inner strength that never surrenders to trials or give in to any temptation.
Gentleness is the state of humility. It is having a heart that does not seek for its own glory or a thought that we are better than others.
Goodness. Goodness in the Spirit is keeping our desire pure, bearing in our hearts and mind the righteousness of the Father manifested through the Son. Faith.
Ginoo, himuon nako ang akong mahimo, pero mosalig ko sa imo sa di na nako mahimo.
Is what pleases God. It is the vertical relationship with our Creator that was taken from us by the adversary. The appointed Son said we are spiritual beings with occasional moment of physical experience. We are patterned after God's image, not to be weak, but for us to be powerful. This is why when the enemy attacks us, he always targets our faith. For faith begots power. Power begots authority, and with authority you can command anything, and it shall obey. Meekness is the willingness to submit to the will and desires of the divine power through the Son, acknowledging that everything is His and nothing is ours. Temperance. In the world where carnal attractions and pleasures rules, temperance sets our focus and desires within the bounds of the Father's will, where we seek pleasure only on what pleases Him through the Son. Above all, love. Oops, not that kind of love. Yes, We are talking about divine love as the supreme law that governs the kingdom nation. The greatest weapon of sustained warrior in the spirit, divine love beareth all things. It covers multitude of sin. So when you have this love within, it is not hard for you to obey and follow the Father's will. In the kingdom of the higher world, the spiritual laws that governs us are all written in our hearts and in our minds. It is the seed of obedience to the words of the Almighty Father, taught and manifested through the appointed Son, that beareth the fruit in us. The mighty armor we wear as we gear up in our daily spiritual battle.
Fruits of the Spirit.